Well, good morning and welcome to the program Perspectives. My name is Jacqueline Adibija, and like you know, on Perspectives, we take it from all sides. Every voice has the opportunity on this platform to state what it is that they see from their own perspective. Now, keeping abreast as 2023 approaches, indeed, Perspectives and Invicta as a whole will be keeping an eye on local politics, especially because these are the things that affect us directly. And as local politics goes, a few weeks ago, we had Ben Kure, the special advisor political to His Excellency Malam Nasser El-Rufai, come out to say on analysis of Chikun, particularly Chikun local government area in Kaduna State. Ben Kure came out with a position, and his position was this: that the different tribes, the Chikun local government originally, one would say, belongs to the Gbagi or the Gwari, as some people might want to call them, but I think the politically correct term now would be Gbagi. And he came out to say, look, other tribes, which has been captioned under the Hausa word Kabilu, constitute even more of the population of people in Chikun local government area. And so therefore, it would only be fair to give these other tribes a chance to also determine what happens to them in these areas where they have found themselves. And as a matter of fact, we know that in the APC, there arose a group called the APC Save Chikun Group, which is also shortened as the ASCG. The APC Save Chikun Group. They arose and said, look, come the next elections, we will be vying for all those positions at local government, ward level, council level, and up to probably local government level. And we will be, vying for positions there. And this time around, the APC will be featuring or, putting on for the APC on its platform, it will be people of other tribes other than the Gbagi. Of course, the Gbagi have come out to say this is a very, very wrong perspective, if you would pardon me using that word, a very wrong perspective from Ben Kure, the special advisor political to our very own governor. And so, of course, a discussion has arisen. And, well, we want to be one of the first to bring to you this discussion. Right now in the studio, I have the chairman of the Kabilu. He's representing them. We should have the representative of the Hausa Fulani coming to the studio while we're discussing. And we ought to also see the presence of the representative from the Gbagi. We reached out to everyone to have a well-rounded discussion. So hopefully they will be meeting up with us in the studio this morning. We're already live on Facebook, and so you can actually go on Facebook and drop your comments there for us. But in the meantime, let me present to our listeners the representative of the Kabilu, talking about the chairman of the Kabilu Unified Forum, in the person of Elder Benjamin M. Amako, JP. He is, of course, from Chikun local government area, and like I said, he is also the president, Electricity Sector Retirees Welfare Association of Nigeria. He is not only the chairman of the Kabilu Unified Forum, he is also the president, Electricity Sector Retirees Welfare Association of Nigeria. Elder Benjamin Amako, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Now, it's fantastic having you. There are discussions. Okay, I hear that we already have the representative of the Hausa Fulani coming in this morning. Please have your seats. We're talking about Yerima Mburuku, Honorable Lawal Al-Hassan Habib. He is also the former sole administrator, Buruku Development area. Honorable Lawal Al-Hassan Habib, you're also welcome to the program. We'll be right back. Let's just get them comfortable and then we'll be back shortly. Do stay with us. All right, thank you for... Well, thank you very much for staying with us through that. And now we have both representatives of the Kabilu and the Hausa Fulani group are here. Hopefully, we will have the Gbagi representative in the studio before too long. If not, you can be sure that we will be bringing them next week, because today is the last day of the week for perspectives. All right, so let's get into this discussion quickly, as time is not on our side. Let me start with the chairman of the Kabilu. Now, before Ben Kure came out with his analysis and what he thought was fair for people who had resided in Kaduna for probably all their lives, some people born here, it wasn't a position that we had heard about. And then suddenly we even have the Kabilu United or Unified Forum, and one begins to think, is this something that was is this forum something that was in existence before Ben Kure brought out his analysis, or is this a child born of necessity?
Like I said, happy to have me. I am happy with your radio house, Invicta, and I said may God bless Invicta radio station.
Amen to that.
I am grateful that this discussion is called for. Like I want to answer, let me answer your question straight away. Kabilu Unified Forum is just a new name. In Chukul, we had two groups who were divided. We had a faction, things like that will always create a faction. We had the Kabilu Unified Forum, Unity Forum. We also had Kabilu Political Forum, because we don't intend to be political. We wanted to be found in all the facets of economy in Chukun local government. And so when the issue of this political leadership challenge were faced with reality, we now said, no, why don't we come together? And that is where the name Unified comes in. And this issue name Unified is more than 5 years.
It's more than 5 years.
It's more than 5 years. We've been on ground.
You've been on ground.
Yes,
over 5 years.
Yes, over 5 years.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So then I will quickly move to the representative of the Hausa Fulani in the studio, talking about Honorable Habib. You're welcome once again, Honorable Habib. Now, can we? Okay, so that is loud enough. Now let's see if he's okay. Yes, I can hear you now. All right. So, in all of this, I'm sure you are not unaware of all the, sentiments, especially in Southern Kaduna. We've been trying to handle it and manage it and help, hopefully allow people understand that wherever people find themselves, regardless, this is an issue that even America is currently grappling with. So the question I would like to quickly throw to you is, do you think that this is the right time for us to have this challenge, so to speak, of people who would think of a certain place as their own place? Is this the right time with all of the things that have happened in Southern Kaduna, and it is just now that we're beginning to have peace parleys, bringing in religious leaders to talk to the people, to help them understand that this land is our land? Is this the right time for us to have this kind of agitation?
In the first place, like what my colleague has said, I think I'll also start by thanking this media outlet for giving me an opportunity to express some certain issues affecting thousands or if not even a million of people. Actually, this is the right time, because I even wonder why now somebody will come and say that this particular portion or this local government solely belong to me. For instance, in 1998, I could remember when I was a councillor in Chukun local government, then a sole administrator was appointed by the state government. That man is in person of late Mr. Philip Bakodogari. Philip Bakodogari was a Kaninkon by tribe, and he, as far as I'm concerned, actually he managed Chukun very well. Development reached all nooks and corners in the local government. So if from that time, Chukun local government was handled properly, according to whatever tribe you come from, then why now somebody will say if you cannot speak Bagi, then you cannot be a chairman, you cannot be a commissioner? No, all these are unconstitutional.
So as way back as then, we had a Kaninkon man appointing a House of Fulani like you as sole administrator.
No, the sole administrator of the government then was a Kaninkon man.
Yes. And had you, at that time, you also served?
Well, I served as a councillor.
As a councillor.
So I lived in Sabo. When I was telling my people at Kaho here that the best place I like to live in Kaduna is Sabo. They say, Sabo, how? I say, just because you don't know. So life is supposed to be a sort of, there should be a social cohesion among people. Not that we create all these kind of unnecessary issues.
Let me come back to the chairman of the Kabilu elder. In a place, let's quickly take our minds to a place like the FCT. Where, largely one would say that it is the Bagi who, were there before we as a nation decided to have them as, to have that place or that area or that territory as our capital. Even up till today, both at ward, council level, or whatever we call it, up to the National Assembly, we have the Bagi people. Somehow it's like an unwritten agreement, I would say, where we have the Bagi representing those areas. Yes, you could talk about the Minister of the Capital Territory being, but at those levels where they interface with the people directly, we have the Bagi still there. But if you are to take a look at the Federal Capital Territory, you would find out that, well, it's unofficial because we don't really have census to prove this. But one could say that we actually have Kabilu. And once again, for those who are listening, Kabilu just means people of different tribes, from all over Nigeria, resident in the Federal Capital Territory. And yet, in a place like that, we haven't had this kind of sentiment come up. I mean, people are largely satisfied with what is happening, at that level in the Federal Capital Territory. Why do you think this is needful? Is it that the people of Chikun or the Kabilus and the House of Fulani in Chikun local government area are largely unsatisfied with the way things have been run all this time? What is bringing this push? What is the trigger?
Let me tell you, when you are talking about the federal capital, the name itself, federal capital, engulfs every, not just the citizen of Nigeria. Everyone that comes to stay in Nigeria and is in Abuja will know that that is our capital as a nation. But if you are also coming to Chukun, like you are saying, Chukun is already found amidst the Kaduna metropolis. Like it or leave it, that is the truth. And in Chukun is like a small Nigeria, because every tribe is found in Chukun. And like, let me correct one notion first. The issue of Benkure coming to say what you have just reported in this house, Benkure was just reporting a speech. It was a reporting speech spoken by the Unified Forum. We said we have stayed too long complaining that the people ruling us, the Bagis, Because if you check the history of who are representing us from the ward level to the federal level, they are all Bagis, and it's only a tribe. The name Kabilu, I want you to know that it represents other tribes in English. The Kabilu is a Hausa language. Now, other tribes is what we are talking of. One thing I want you to know here, issue of development. There is no development in Chukun local government, despite what the other tribes, that is the Kabilu and the Hausa Fulanis, are doing in Chukun. Let me ask you, how many Bagis are in Chukun local government? If we are to go into census, we can also tell ourselves, when it comes to the residents of Chukun, if you go to ward by ward, count the houses of Bagis. In fact, they are not there. They are not there. They might be found outside the metropolis of even Chukun itself. Yet, as a tribe, they are the people governing. If you go to the House of Reps, they have been there for almost 20 years now. If you go to the House of Assembly, they have been representing us. If you talk of commissioners, they are the same people that have been appointed to go there and represent Chukun. But come back to development, which is our concern, like you did mention. There is no development. Go to every community in Chukun, there is no road. If you talk of development, how many filling stations belongs to the Bagis? How many houses belongs to the Bagis? What are their businesses? But then they are not making it comfortable for other people that are resident in Chukun. This is now our concern. That please, if this tribe has failed us, why don't we come together and produce a better hand? Let's see whether it will change.
Before I come to Honorable Alhassan Habib, I'm going to stay with you.
You're welcome.
Elder Amako, politics is a game of numbers.
Yes.
If we've had Bagi representation
yes.
for over 20 years and 12 years, you said, at both upper and lower chambers,
yes.
Who voted them?
Now, let me answer that question direct. When our Excellency Karfi was our governor, he pleaded with our forefathers that please, this Chukun local government belongs to the Bagis, and we are not arguing that. They are the owners, the indigenous of Chukun local government. But let me also tell you, we have the Hausa Fulani resident in Chukun local government. We also have the other tribes resident in Chukun local government. This issue of bargaining would have not even come on board if those things are put in place. Governor McCarthy pleaded with us that we should allow them. It was a plead, not that it was issue of voting. And you know that PDP has been the party of Chukun local government, and this arrangement was there. If anybody got the primary ticket, that is after primaries election, then it was like certain he is going to represent the general election. People are tired. They don't go out to even vote. I tell you, in a situation where we have 800 registered members in Chukun, let me precise, Gonigora. In the primary school, if you go to INEC, you see that we have over 1,000 registered members. And when it comes to election, you hardly see 300 people coming out. Why? Because they have no reason, according to them, to come out and vote. Because the people representing them, they have not seen anything on ground. Why should they go and stand under the sun, stand under the rain, that they are voting these people? So it is like a decision that has been made already, kept for us to follow. We are saying that has expired. It is enough.
Let me come to you, Honorable Habib, having heard from Elder. He's highlighted quite a number of things, but I still want to ask the question. Is it about where the person comes from, or the fact that the person hasn't delivered? Because we're talking about one person, a personality that has represented, or several personalities that have represented both at the upper and lower chamber at federal level, yes, and they haven't performed. Is it about their tribe, or about who they are as public servants who were sent to go and do something and did not get the job delivered? This issue about tribe, for us to continue to talk about it as regards politics, who is supposed to rule? Let's have a rotation formula where every tribe will produce someone come a certain time. There are quite a number of Nigerians who are concerned, who are saying it shouldn't be a part of our political discourse. We should be talking about personalities. We should be talking about antecedents. What has this person done? And what can he do? If he doesn't do it, let's get him out. But it shouldn't have his tribe, his religion, should have nothing to do with who we ask to do something next after this person. Because Nigerians have seen that it hasn't worked. The thing about tribe and religion, you know, putting it together with politics hasn't worked for us. And we're trying to run away from that. And yet here we are with it. Is this wise? Should we be talking about the person being baggy or not, or the people who have represented so far being baggy or not, or should we be talking about who should we have next? Whether the person is baggy or Kabilu or Hausa Fulani. Shouldn't this be the conversation we should be having?
Yes, actually what you said is right, because this issue is not supposed to be like that. But it was very unfortunate that we found ourselves in Chukwu local government under such kind of negative decision. Because, like he said, I could remember in 1998 and 1999 when democracy returned, during the primaries, there was an order from the government house that the party delegates it was a directive that they should not bring anybody. They should only bring baggy nominated person. That is how it is in Chukwu.
They should not bring anybody
that is true. I'm telling you this. That was how the primaries used to come, and that is how we run election in Chukwu local government. What he said is true.
No other tribe was allowed.
Yes. So now, we try them. As you asked about development in your earlier questions to him, I will give you one example in my area, in Buruku. The same that tribe that was representing us, both from local government to state and then up to national level, we were having an issue with our electricity for the past 5 years. Nobody will find to attend to our plea. Our communities were crying. Just thank God, with the coming of the present governor, when the community laid complaint to him, he promised within 3 months that electricity will be supplied there. And then within 1.5 months, that electricity, everybody is using it. Up to now, is enjoying, right from that 2016. So what I'm seeing, we are having a lot of problems. We have there are many abandoned projects, developmental projects in my area by those kind of representatives we are having in Chukwu local government. Many, in different regions, they will abandon because they know by force they are the one that will be returned, whether you like it or not. That's why we said we are tired. We don't need to be going on that way, because we have competent hands from other even language. If we want tribe, we have other. For instance, we have somebody that served in the villa from Hausa Fulani extraction in Chukwu, from Nasarawa here. We have a professor heading a department at University of Maiduguri, a Hausa Fulani man from Chukwu local government. I have my friend, a doctor, PhD holder, holding a department at AVU. After all of us were past our master's level in education, and then still somebody is telling us that we cannot hold or handle political position. Is it true? Our importance is only when elections come. You come and beg us, our people will give you vote, and then from there you neglected our communities. That is what we are crying for. That is why we say now, we as Hausas, we agree. If it is tribe, then let's try Kabilu now. Let one of them be our chairman, be elected chairman in Chukwu local government. We want to see that. Try that experiment and see how it will work. Maybe later when the State House Assembly come, maybe Hausa planning can be tried again. So we don't mind. Then House of Reps, any capable body person can come in. We don't mind. But let's these positions as a democracy provided, let us be fair to ourselves. Rotate this position, this one take this tribe take that. Okay, when we do that, all the components will have a sense of belonging, and they will feel they are part and parcel of the system. That is what we are saying.
Honorable Habib, do you not think, because anyway, I would like to find out from you if this is just, you talked about, okay, let me come to Elder Amako, who said that this unified forum, the Kabilu United or Unified Forum, is something that has been in existence for over 5 years.
Over 20 years. Just the new name is what I'm saying is about 5 years.
Yes.
But we are more than 20 years organized. Let me tell you something, before you bring the next question.
Yes.
In Chukun, the residents in Chukun, we are like divided into 3 politically. We have the Bagis, we have the Hausa Fulanis, and we have the Kabilus. The Bagis are organized. And if they are holding their meetings politically or otherwise, you cannot join them. The same thing with the Hausa Fulanis, you cannot join them. Then when I fail, and I want to also correct something, we are not talking of Southern Kaduna resident in Chukun. We are talking of other tribes, inclusive. That is the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Tips, the Gala, any other person that is not within these other 2 tribes is allowed to belong to the other tribes, and we are so organized. And I want to tell you that we want to stop that monopoly of governance, and then follow what the laws of Nigeria says about governance. We should be allowed to contest. That arrangement was done with our forefathers. Today we are not aware of that. We are saying no to it. Enough is enough. It has expired. I repeat.
Okay.
So more so that, let me say this.
Yes.
Before I forget, we thank God for giving us, who I always call amiable governor, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, who has come and said, no, let's follow the law. It's not even him. He is saying that let the law be put in place and be practiced. Whoever contests for any not minding your tribe, if you win election, you should be allowed to go there. If we have this competition, our development we are talking of, a good representation in all this from local government to the federation, I think we'll see a change. Bless you.
I will save my question until we come back from this commercial time out. We are going for commercials right now. If you're just joining us, we're taking a look at local politics in Kaduna State this morning on Perspectives. And of course, we took from it the matter of the Kabilus and the discussion that has been triggered by Ben Kure, the special advisor political to our very own governor. We'll be right back with more. Stay with us.
Get you. We got you like nobody else got you, because we wake you up in the morning, work with you all day, keep you company all night. We are Invicta 98.9 FM.
Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back from the commercial break. They're still on Perspectives and taking a look at local politics this morning. Of course, for those who are just joining us, I certainly hope not, but it is all about the conversation that has been triggered by the special advisor political to our governor, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, who said over 70%, and his data, he said, comes from the electoral register, and he says that over 70% of the people or the population of Chikun local government area is actually made up of different tribes who have come under the the banner of Kabilus, that is different tribes, it's a Hausa word meaning different tribes, comes under Kabilus. And he said, look, over 70% of the people resident in these areas are people of different tribes. Why not allow them also be able to have a say in how they are actually governed? And it has, of course, triggered a storm of discussion. Now, with me in the studio, I have the Yarima Mburuku in the person of Honorable Lawal Al-Hassan Habib. He is the former sole administrator, Buruku Development Area. I also have with us in the studio here Elder Benjamin M. Amako, JP. He is the chairman of the Kabilu Unified Forum of Chikun Local Government Area. He is also the president of the Electricity Sector Retirees Welfare Association of Nigeria. Before we went on that break, Elder, I wanted to ask a question, and I am now putting it to both of you. I would hear from you and also him before we go to the phone lines. My question at that time was, this discussion, if we had a unified Kabilu Unified Forum, and all of you are of the same mind that, look, it is time for us to determine what happens to us so that we can see some form of development. I would expect then that this discussion should be something taking place not just in the APC, but also in APGA, in PDP, and all the other political parties that we have resident in Kaduna State, because otherwise it's looking more like an APC agenda. What would you say to this sentiment?
Thank you for this very question. It's not true. In our constitution, we have agreed that this group is non-political, and it is there. Even in our platform, whoever find time to go through it, we stop people from advertising whatever they want to fight for politically. We have stopped that. That is to tell you that, or to confirm to you that we are non-political. But that does not stop our interests. There are interests. The interest of development, the interest of peaceful coexistence.
I understand that, but
yes.
Are we seeing this thread in the PDP? Are we seeing this thread in APGA? Are we seeing this thread, go to all the political parties that we have? Is it a discussion going on right now in the PDP? Because one would expect that there are Kabilus, there are Hausa Fulani, and of course even Bagis who are in the PDP who are saying that this is something that we want to see happen. So I'm asking, in your forum, is this a discussion that you've had? Are you having this discussion in the PDP? Your members who are in the PDP and other places, are they bringing up this discussion? Because what we see, there is an APC Save Chikun. So this tells us that in the APC already it is being embraced, that look, it is something that we should take a look at. So do we have something like this going on in the PDP or APGA and the rest?
What you are talking that APC Save Chikun, it is an alien thing to me. Even I'm just hearing from this studio, Kabilu doesn't discuss that, because in Kabilu we have all parties participating, members participating, and members, bona fide members of Kabilu. We even have those that are non-political. They don't play politics at all. It is a sin to them, and they are members of Kabilus. So if the issue of politics comes in, of course other members of parties, politicians are part of us. We didn't close door to any tribe. We didn't close door to any businessman. We didn't close door to whatever you are doing. As long as you are a person that loves peace, you want us to develop Chukun, please, you are welcome. So issue of politics, APC or PDP is not found in us. But of course, when you gather 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and if there's a politician there, he may tend to ask a question, and we always refer them to the politics, to the parties. Go and meet the politicians outside there. But like I'm telling you, we are non-political partisan. Thank you.
Let me ask quickly of this same question of the issue of coloration of politics and the fact that we're getting this discussion going, seeing it from only the APC. Is there hope? The elder said you have stopped people from talking about politics on the platform, but if the Kabilus are to have any success, shouldn't you be entertaining these discussions? Because after all, who are the people who are going to vote for foreign faces, so to speak, in quote, if not, exactly, people who understand what such a person's interest is? Your thoughts on this?
Yes, I think your observation or your question is very vital here. Right from the word go, what we used to do, we consider the whole Chikun local government as a project, and that project has three major components of this Hausa Fulani, Bagi and whatever. And the initial issue that created this problem is that indigenship matter. For instance, we tell them at the stakeholder meeting that let's identify or let's understand this issue very well. The issue of indigenship in Chikun, I think, if we go back to our Nigerian constitution, where it specifies how we become an indigene, I think many thousands of people are indigene. For instance, in my village, my grandfather was born in Burku, Chikun local government. My father also, myself, now I have grandson and daughters, me, as I'm talking. You know, in Hausa we call what we say Ganwa, a wall during war, when there was intercommunal crisis. We have them. We have that Ganwa in Burku over 300 years ago. So if somebody now, even below my age, is telling me that I am not an indigene in Chikun because he is a politician, me also being a politician, I will tell him that you are a liar. I am a total bona fide indigene of Chikun local government. Also my children. So there are a lot of people in Chikun that are having, they are now in Chikun for over 60 years, and still they are telling them they are slaves. They are not full human beings even, talk less of indigenship side. So we don't want that kind of issue to be happening in Chikun local government. We don't want it.
I love this.
Right.
Their sons, their children are indigene, if they are not born in Chikun, but their children who are now graduate, they are even working with either state government, local government or federal government. Their children, they are indigene of Chikun. We can be an indigene by birth, we can be an indigene by registration. And what is happening now in the rest of America, you see blacks having contesting positions in Congress. Even Joe Biden now recently appointed three Nigerian personnel in his own cabinet. Why in Chikun issues are so totally different? I think we are not even living in Nigeria. It's not supposed to be like this.
Please let me add my voice to him.
Yes, but we need to quickly open up the phone.
Yes, let me add my voice to this. Especially Kabilus, that's other tribes. What he has just mentioned is something I wanted to talk on. But I know time might not permit. That's why I'm asking to say something. I have been in Chukun. I have given birth to 5 children in Chukun. When you go to the local government, they will ask you, where are you from? Nobody will give you indigenization. They will rather give you resident. These children are born in Chukun, like he has rightly said. Now, another thing that has happened, which I think the Etsu Chukun should help the government to correct. For example, that indigenization form can only be signed by a district head. And we have 2 district heads in Chukun local government. Hausa Fulani, they have one. The Bagis are having one. Where is the position of the Kabilus, other tribes? So who signed their own indigenization? It is automatically saying they should not belong, they should not be given any indigenization. If you are staying in Chukun, nobody will give your children. You yourself, your children and your great-grandchildren, nobody will give them. So these are the issues that are showing us that, logo, we are not being carried along. Our forefathers' agreement as at that time should have expired by now. Enough is enough.
And then we have another issue. District head for the Kabilus is also something to look at. And the lines are open for you to have your say. I mean, chip in into the discussion. It is local politics, but this is the politics that affects us even the most than national politics. And the lines are open. The numbers are 081 40,000 989 and 070 87 800 989. Let me quickly call out those numbers again. 081 40,000 989 and 070 87 800 989. Let's take those calls now. Good morning.
Good morning, Jacqueline.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I greet all your guests in the studio. My name is Musa Bala.
Musa Bala, you're welcome. Go ahead quickly.
Yes, I'm Musa Bala. I'm an indigenous of Kajuru by birth, by history, because my grandfather was in Kajuru. It's a nice topic. I had to spend the entire time to listen to you people. I think one of the genesis of problem in Nigeria is when we start to trace the origin of people residing in an area. Just like the way the other gentleman has said, he has given birth to all his children and grandchildren in Chukwu local government now. Where is his home if it is not Chukwu local government? He must dedicate his time to ensure that the future of his children and grandchildren are made better or is made better. If you begin to remind him now that Chukwu is not his home, what do you expect him at his age to do now? What do you expect his children and grandchildren to do now? We have even given an example of in America, where now today we have seen a black man became a president, now is the vice president, half India, half Africa. And they make America great. Please, I would like the media particularly and all stakeholders to ensure that unity among the people is built, to ensure that wherever where you stay is your home. And at the same time, when we want to identify people that are faulty or criminals, we should stop identifying them by their religion or by their tribe. Let us please look at them as criminals and only criminals. Then we team up, we join hands together to ensure that we develop our society, not only for us, but for generation coming. May God continue to keep us in peace, bless Nigeria with good leaders, and discern us with bad leaders, no matter where they come from. Good morning to you all.
Thank you so much, Musa Bala. Well put. Let's take another call this morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
good morning.
We're connected. Good morning. Your name?
Ogunwale from the line.
Ogunwale, you're welcome. Go ahead quickly, please.
Thank you very much. I'm in Obama. Since I was transferred from Lagos down here since 81, I don't understand Hausa Fulani. Hausa Fulani is not two tribes. Fulani is Fulani, Hausa is an Hausa. But when I came to the north, they will be saying Hausa Fulani. Please, I want you to clarify it for me. I don't understand. Bye-bye.
All right, that is completely outside what we're discussing this morning. I was thinking you would talk about you and, your stance in Kaduna since 1981. That isn't a small time at all. All right, so let's go to another call this morning. Hello?
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning to the guests in the studio.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Francis calling from Marathon Eden.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead, Francis. Let's make it quick, please, so that we can take as many people. In fact, we'll
Based on the topic on ground this morning, I understand this indigenship when I was in secondary school, and I get to know that indigenship can be given to someone that is not originally from that environment. But since the person is being born there or have resided in that place for years, you can obtain indigenship from there. But come to the issue we are discussing here. Living in an environment for 80, 70 years still not make an individual originally from that place. Because I know people like their senior Achebe and the rest of them that were born or was born in a different place. And at the end of it, they still have to go back to where they come from. So this should not be an issue of this one, because we all know we came from one part of the country or the other, and which that is our original place of birth or whatever, where we come from. No matter where we have been born, we know where our ancestors come from. That is our land. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your thoughts. Even though just my 2 penny worth, if we had to go by that, one would say that all the people from Edo, all the people from Delta, all the people from even some parts of Kogi State, actually they have their roots in Ife. So are they all to pack up and go back to Ife and say this is where they are from? We cannot, before I come to my guests, truth is we cannot even escape migration and the fact that people migrate and migrate forever. And when they do, new tribes, new areas, new people are born. And so I don't know, Francis, just in answer to you about, going back home to where there are a lot more people. For every one person who goes back home, there are tens of thousands more who live and die in a place and are buried there. All right, so we have run out of time, but I would ask for our guests to give us a way out. Unfortunately, our representative of the Gbagi isn't here, and I'm sure that they will be coming because, I beg your pardon, we will pursue that so that we get all sides, because indeed we have the Gbagi Youth Progressive Forum who have come out unequivocally to say that it was an erroneous statement by Honorable Ben Kure. They say that the non-Gbagi, for him to have said that the non-Gbagi constitute, I'm actually reading them verbatim, that the non-Gbagi constitute about 70% of the local government population. They say this is untrue, it's unfounded, it's baseless, and it might be a trigger to even rivalry and crisis in Chikun local government area. They say that it would be wrong and not justifiable for Ben Kure to have singled out 3 locations in conducting a statistical analysis of a local government area that has over 70 villages and cities. I paraphrased what the Gbagi Youth Progressive Forum have said. So we will be getting their take on this, but ultimately for us at Invicta, it is always about us having this discussion and then finding a way out quickly. We've run out of time, just a minute each, I will beg you. But I'm sure you've thought about this. You've had time to think about it. What is the way out? How can each person be satisfied without any crisis? Yes, Elder Amako.
If I'm to sum my way out into one word, I will say we need peace. Without peace, there can't be development. And if the people they are calling non-indigens has come to anywhere, not just Chukun, and you sold your land in the name of plot to such people, and they paid you money, and they build their houses there and develop such areas, are you now saying they should break those houses and pack, because it is their money if converted to funds? So is the question that they should pack away and they put children in, they born children in that place, that the children should go and be answering another place? I think we should go for peace. That is where I want to dwell. We should go for peace. And I want to say injustice all over the world is what causes crisis. So we should run away from it. Thank you very much.
All right, let's hear from Honorable Habib.
Okay, what I'll quickly say here, you see, as the Honorable SA to the Governor on Political Matters said, 70% is either percent or not percent. Truth is truth. If you take Chikun local government, for instance, from the western part of it, from Kuriga ward down to Uda or Burku, Kunai ward, that's Kunai ward. You come down to the center, Nasarawa here, before Flower Mill, Nasarawa. If you come down to Millennium City here, it's Kujama ward in Chikun local government, Millennium City, Babansaura, Dambushia, KKB, all those areas, how they are expanding in population.
Yes.
Even if you didn't say whatever percentage, if you take for it, these are 4 wards that are controlled, or they are the dominant. This is House of Land. Then if you come to Sabo, Yelwa, Narai, Kakao, Marabaridu, Sabon Gari ward, that is Tsakania. About 6 they are dominated by Kabilu.
If I represent
Whether you say percentage, you didn't mention whatever percent. Nobody will argue. But then the Bagis, they have the Chukun and the Gwagwada. 2 what out of 12. So you can go and calculate the percentage if you are. I'm not a statistician. So you go and, but you will know that other people are having a stake in that local government, and then it's better to come as a stakeholder to discuss, so that we bring a very formidable development in the local government, just like what His Excellency now is trying to show. He displayed to us. He put Hadiza Yehuza, Haji Aladi Yehuza. Then now is Mrs. Amako from Kabilu, and we are all happy. So let us be touching and sharing. This dividend that they are saying, is it not true for somebody when you give vote, then you get the dividend? Is it wrong? That's just what we are saying.
Yes, the recognition.
So that's my own.
I would like to thank Honorable Lawal Al-Hassan Habib, the Yariman Buruku, and also former sole administrator of Buruku Development Area, and Elder Benjamin M. Amako, JP, chairman of the Kabilu Unified Forum of Chikun Local Government Area. Of course, I also said he is the president of the Electricity Sector Retirees Welfare Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming into the program today. It is a discussion that is ongoing. It continues, and so I know that we'll probably have you back very soon, one of these days. But indeed, let's continue to talk, because we will hopefully come to a compromise where everybody leaves happy.
Amen.
You've been listening to Perspectives. My name is Jacqueline Adebija. Thank you so much to Gloria Adeboale, who has been manning the console. Until Monday, when we hope to come to you with something that concerns you and me, and for us to see it from different perspectives. Have a beautiful weekend ahead.